watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
telling all your friends the party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. They suck. You wanna listen in as the show begins. You're telling all your friends the party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. They suck.
All right, bear with me here. Of course, I had technical difficulties getting started, so now I'm just getting some last minute stuff set up, and then we should be good to go. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. We are live on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, the YouTube channel, the Facebook feed. If you're watching on Facebook, we appreciate it. No matter where you're watching, please subscribe and share and do all that social media stuff that we need for. And we appreciate the support. If you're watching on Facebook and you'd like to partake in Tuesday Trivia and you want to hang out with us today and talk to us, please switch over to the YouTube feed because that is where we monitor the comments. Okay. Don't mind me, just like I said, last minute issues and just getting set up here. So, yeah, we're going to be playing Tuesday Trivia soon. So if you'd like to do that, please head on over to YouTube because that is where we monitor the comments. So we appreciate you guys doing that. Okay. And Diane is here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm here. By the skin of my teeth, but I'm here. It's always close.
You and me both. All right, so this time last week we were in much better moods.
We're in a bad mood now?
Well, what do you think? Do you think getting swept by Seattle is this setting the tone for the rest of the year?
I'm going to be completely honest. I haven't really been paying attention, but I did the other night at the very, very, very end tune into that game where they were losing 12-1.
12-1. And the night before, I think was... Yeah.
And shut it. So,
yep.
But when I checked, I think yesterday in the morning, they were just a half a game behind the wild card spot. That's,
Yep.
bad couple of days. That's all I'm just focused on that. I just want them to get into the playoffs. So
I hear you.
Yeah,
because we got money to win.
I'm good. I'm still positive. I don't think, you have bad series. It's not a big deal. They're going to get in. They are going to get in.
Nice.
There's no doubt.
Where's all this positivity come from, Diane?
I don't know.
You always this way, even as a kid?
I mean, I think I've always been this way. Yeah, I'm a
That's
pretty
cool.
optimistic person.
It sounds like your whole family is.
I think mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it sounds like you guys have
We're definitely not people who get down and then stay there,
Right,
or agonize over things that we have no control over. Right?
Sure.
I mean, it's one thing to cheer. It's another thing. Listen, I understand that if they don't make the playoffs, it's not really going to affect my life a whole lot. But,
I hear you.
I want it. I want it for my mom more than anything, really.
Wow.
She deserves it. She just deserves it.
She deserves it.
She really does.
That's it. Wow.
She's been a diehard literally since I can remember. The 60s, with my grandmother too, who's not here anymore, but she watches every game, and she, knows all the players. She doesn't miss. I mean, we have poker and we have to play where there's a TV, so if there's a game, she can see the game.
Nice.
She deserves a winning season. She deserves another World Series. She does. She's 89. She deserves it.
God bless
she's
her.
put in all the time and the effort for them.
Well, I hope they come through. I mean, you never know with these Metsies. You never know, but yeah, we hope. And I don't. All right, I got to join it. I got to jump on your train because getting swept this weekend. I was like, because there's always that one series every year that just kind of shifts everything.
It brings you
know?
down. See, I just kind of turn it off and move on to the next thing.
All right. Well, we'll see how they
Yeah.
see how they fare tonight. They had a day off yesterday, so and I think they're home now. Yeah, I think they're home tonight.
Probably.
Yeah. Kenny Friedberg is watching. He says, "Hey, Tone and Diane. Do you know Kenny Friedberg? He's a drummer."
I don't think I do.
Okay. All right. Well, he says hi
We may
anyway.
have met before.
Yeah, you never
but
know.
Hello, Kenny.
You never know. So how are you? Otherwise,
good.
Yeah,
I'm
you
great.
good?
Yeah.
What's going on? Anything?
No, had a fun weekend. Went to Fire Island.
Yeah. All right, that works.
Works good. Works
Yeah.
picking up, so that's good. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Now I know your kids are kind of spread out.
Yes.
So, and a lot of people, that's where they end up going, right? They go to follow their kids. Now, take the kids out of the equation. If you had to choose, would you stay here or is there a place you'd rather go?
There's not a place I'd rather go.
Right. Okay.
I love it here.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I know Anthony really wants to go to Florida.
Oh, does he? Yeah.
And quite honestly, before I, was with him, to me, in my mind, the singular only reason to go to Florida would be to go to Disney World.
Yep.
Otherwise, I would have no use for the state whatsoever.
I agree 100%.
However, I could see myself going there for a couple of months out of the year if that's what he wanted to do at some point. But our parents are here; they're alive. Well, my mom, and all our kids are here, and I don't see leaving here for good. But if I had to pick a place to go, it would be. I like colder weather. I'm not a hot weather person at all.
Oh wow.
I might, as I get older, my daughter's in North Carolina.
Right.
I might kind of go somewhere in the middle like that. I could imagine. But in my dream life, I always thought I would go north.
North.
Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like that.
It is nice up there.
Very, very doubtful that will play into the equation for me at this point. But when I always thought I'd have that choice, that's what I would have done.
And when you say colder weather, so like all that snow doesn't bother you?
No,
huh?
and I like to shovel it too. I don't even care.
You like to shovel it?
I don't push the snow blower because I find it kind of hard to handle. But I have a shovel that is my shovel. I actually have two. Okay, I have a spare. And it's just the right size for me. It's the right amount of snow that I can manage without getting hurt. And if it takes me 6 hours, I'm okay with it. I would just shovel away. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I find snowstorms to be exciting. I would rather they be the kind of snowstorms like we dream about when we go shop for 5 days, because we always do that, right?
Right.
But by 2:00 the next afternoon, you're out and back in action. I'm like, that sucks.
Yep, I agree.
I would really like to just sit for 3 days and not do anything, and then go out and shovel it. But that's not real life.
Because that visual is just amazing.
Right? Just like, okay, we're gonna hunker down. We're gonna eat snacks like
Watch
we
some
thought
movies.
COVID was gonna be for the first 3 days, right?
Yes.
I did that for COVID. So when
Right.
I knew work was gonna end, I bought all this food, and we're gonna have snacks, and we're gonna watch TV, and it's gonna be great. And then it's it just doesn't turn out that way.
That was my issue with COVID. You know what? We're gonna quarantine. Okay. I just wish I personally believe if they handled it better and they said if they gave us an end date instead of this, all right, let's do it for a few weeks. All right, we're gonna extend it a few more weeks. All right, we're gonna extend it. Like it just spread so much fear. If they just said, okay, we're gonna hunker down from March until I don't know, I'm just gonna make up June 15th. I think people were like, okay. and they could have planned accordingly. They wouldn't have been so scared.
And that, I mean, I can understand that, but the big thing about that was that the unknown. This
Right.
was not something that had happened
Well, true.
before,
It's not like we practiced.
and they could see whether the cases were rising or declining, and if they weren't down enough, I remember the curves, but I do understand that if they weren't down enough, and now they sent everybody back out again, we would be back in the.
Yeah.
I mean, I live in Bayshore, and so I drove past the hospitals there with the freezer trucks out in the parking lot, and that's where the bodies were going. It was like a movie. It was terrible.
Yeah.
So, I was out and about through all of that. I went back to work. They closed my work. Was Sunday, I believe March 22nd was our last day. Monday I was off. Tuesday I got a phone call that I was on furlough, which meant that I was going to be they laid people off, which there was no promise of them coming back, or you were on furlough, which means that you were laid off temporarily so you could collect unemployment, but you were still getting your medical benefits, right? So I knew I was going to go back. Wednesday I got a call. We're going to reopen because we had a service department at the dealership. So under that, guys, it was a necessary thing. So I could technically go back and do my job on a skeleton staff. And Thursday I was back to work, and I worked through, and it was a car dealership, and there were 5 people in it for that 6 weeks, and I was one of them. And so it was empty, but my life didn't really change other than the mask thing. I, went to the supermarket, and I, the big part I think was I didn't really go see my mom because I was out and about and around people, and she was older, and before that had some health issues. So I missed that, and the hugging thing, and this went on for months and months and months, where you couldn't really, the social distancing thing freaked me out.
Yep.
Freaked me out because I am a hugger all day long, and that was just completely weird to me.
Well, I do agree with the decision. Diane Fogarty is essential.
To what?
Yes.
No.
To everything.
But it was good. I was one of those lucky people that was able to work and get paid, and I was lucky.
All right, but getting back though, I agree. If they
people can take things in small doses.
Right.
I have to wonder, and you may be right. They should have said, let's do this for 3 weeks, but you still had to do that. But we'll do it for 3 weeks, and then we have to reevaluate.
Right.
But at least I think in people's minds, if there was an end game or a limit, they might have been able to take it better in smaller doses.
Well, like you said, going back, originally talking about snow. Yeah, if the rule of thumb became heavy, we're getting 2 feet of snow, so that means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, everybody stay home. And then Thursday is cleanup. Let's enjoy it a little bit.
That's what they do. Interesting enough, where my daughter lives in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So she's in Durham, North Carolina, and they pretty much, if they're gonna get 3 inches of snow, school's closed for the next 2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
Wow.
So they don't work. Last week, school started on Wednesday for the kids. Then that storm came through, and because it was going to be heavy rain and wind, school was closed for 2 days.
Wow.
Why can't we do that here? Well, because it's New York. That's why we can't do that here, because that's not the life here. It's like...
Yeah, right. Everything's got to be constant.
They're just laid back. Okay, cool. Everybody take off a couple days. Stay home. Be safe.
Yep.
Hang with your families. It's a completely different life.
And I wish the week between Christmas and New Year's, I wish everything was shut down.
Me too.
And it's just a week-long celebration.
I would vote for you on that platform.
Nice.
Absolutely.
All right.
I agree. That should be just closed down.
Yeah, everything.
Even Thanksgiving. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Everything should be closed.
Yep. I mean, I'm talking Wall Street, everything.
Everything.
Everything, the whole world. Yes.
Everything. So plan ahead, because you can't, you can go to an ATM. That's okay. But, I think everything closed for those 4 days. I would be all for it.
Remember the days where almost everything was closed on Sundays?
Yes, I do remember
and I
that.
do miss that.
I miss it too.
Because everybody was home, so
because it forced you to have a family day.
Right, that's exactly where I was going.
Miss that.
Every week we would go out to Islip, my family, because my mother is one of 6, and her her oldest brother and her oldest sister lived right down the block from each other in Islip. So every Sunday, that's where we go, either Uncle Tony and Aunt Pat's or Aunt Teresa and Uncle Bob's. And they'd barbecue. Bob Murphy on the radio, listening to the game while we're all
And
out
everybody's
back.
together and all the cousins are together.
Yep.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yep.
100%.
I missed that completely.
Yes.
Good morning, Jeff Bosey. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, everybody. Today is Tuesday. It's Tuesday Trivia coming at you in just a little while. So get ready. Get ready and and be sure to comment because we need people to play. So I asked about if you would move and all that stuff because I don't know, it's weird. Like mentally, and I've talked about it on the show before, mentally I don't feel anywhere towards the 54 years that I am. I'm more like 12,
Okay.
especially when I look in the mirror. 'Cause,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, because I'm sitting there, I'm still debating in my head who's better, Sammy or David Lee, and I'm still thinking about girls, and I'm like, holy shit, there's an old man.
I know. I know.
But now I'm looking, so when reality sets in, because I'm seeing, friends that are dying and things that are closing, and more so, it hit me this morning. I saw that some friends are moving to Florida, and I'm like, we're like old people move to Florida.
It
What's
makes
going
my
on?
nose crinkle every time I see it.
I saw
know.
that. You just went like that.
It does. I know. I almost feel like you gave. I don't know. I
It's a nose crinkler.
like Anthony's gonna kill me for this. No, because for him it's like a goal, and he loves it, and it's great, and it's beauty. He thinks it's beautiful, and that's great. And I want that for him, and I want that for people. Obviously, but then in my mind, it's like I feel like it's like, oh, you've given up.
No, I agree.
That's where you're gonna go to die.
Right.
You know? I don't know.
I'm not done yet.
I'm not done yet. I feel like.
But I do worry a little bit. Like, you play and you go out singing with Dave or whoever, and I know you enjoy going just to watch shows and stuff. It's weird to me because I start to think about these bands, and maybe I'm thinking too much. I don't know, but I'm watching these bands. When I was a teenager, we used to make fun of the old folks
old
going
guys.
to see their little free shows in the park.
I know it's true.
Right, and
Yes, now we're them.
And then what's after that? Like our music is the oldies, and then what do we have? Maybe 10 years left of that, and then I'm like, shit.
Right?
It's scary, man.
I know. Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't. And I'm yelling at these people. I commented on one person's thread this morning. Don't go.
Yeah.
Like you said, that's where we're finished, and
You're
then we
not
just
done yet.
that's where we go, and we just sit there and waste away in our little houses, and I don't like it. I don't.
Listen, I'm all for relaxing, but I have an aversion to not being productive or needed. Like, I think needed is my big thing. Like, I can be not productive. I could just sit on the couch all day and do nothing. I could. I don't, but I could and be happy doing it.
Yeah.
But I like to be needed. I like people, even at work, people come and ask me things, and I do them, even if it's not my job, and people will say, why do you do that? I know it's a little bit of, I guess probably a little bit of a mental illness for me. I understand it, but I like it. I like to be needed.
I've done this sit around doing nothing stuff with leg stuff when I was sick, and
You can only take so much of it, right?
oh,
I know.
man. So yeah, it was a big mess. I'm retired from the phone company, and I was in the midst of this while I was still there.
How long ago was that?
Well, I was diagnosed in October of 2002, but we tried to save the leg. So I had several surgeries for 3 years, on crutches and in pain the whole 3 years. And I finally went to them and said, can we just
take this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said no
we don't
at
need
first.
this anymore.
Right.
Oh, they wouldn't take it.
That's such a big decision. And it's so permanent. You need time to think.
I've had 3 years.
It's been 3 years. So what happened, and I was still, at that time, I've since, thankfully, have gotten a clean bill of health. It's never coming back. But at the time, I had to still get my checkups. There were so many surgeries, so many attempts at saving the leg. cadaver bones, rods, screws, plates, farm animals. I mean, like so much, and the metal rods and the screws were breaking. I mean, it was just a mess. So one of the last tests I had to do, they did the MRI and they actually came to me. They look, we can't even like make heads or tails out of the MRI anymore because it's such a mess in there. So they said, we see something that we're not sure what it is, so we'd like to open you back up. So they said, since we're opening you back up, since you'll be under anesthesia already, if you want to chop it off, this would be the time. This was 6 months after I asked. And I said, yeah, we're going to do that.
You were ready. See, you had already done all the mental stuff.
Yes.
You were ready.
Very fortunate
Usually
in that
it's the
regard.
Opposite, right?
You
So
wake up from a motorcycle accident or something.
before that happened.
Right.
So
my only regret, and I feel like I just mentioned this recently on here, but my only regret, there's one type of amputation where this may sound crazy, but I think I would have preferred it. It's a type of above knee amputation where they take your foot and here's your stump. They take your foot and they add it. So if the amputation is up here, they add the foot, so the foot is backwards, but also just facing down, not out. It's facing down. Now the purpose of that is the heel of the foot becomes the knee.
So you have a joint.
Right. So you can actually bend it, and then the foot, it's hanging down, and that's where the socket, right? The foot goes into that, but you still have a knee, so that would allow you to climb stairs foot over foot, maybe even run a little bit. That is the only regret I have.
You would have done differently.
Yeah.
Did you have that choice then?
Yes.
But just didn't know enough about it, or it would just happen so fast that you.
No, it wasn't. It was just the way it looked. It just looked so freaky that I was like, I don't know about that.
You know what? I do see that it would look freaky, and I mean, that is a thing.
It's definitely freaky. But it would have been hidden inside.
It would have given you more mobility.
Right, because that's the thing. I wasn't like I'm not going out running 3 miles a day.
We do have a guy that runs past the dealership every day with the
J.
The J, yeah. It's crazy. It's great.
Oh yeah, there's
flying by.
A woman here in Hicksville. Same thing, and she went to the
I think I may
Paralympics.
have seen her too.
Yeah. She. Oh, that's right. You work in Hicksville. Yeah, she.
Bless you.
Thanks. Sorry. Yeah, she made the news because she runs miles. She went to the Paralympics. Actually, did she go to the? She may have went to the regular Olympics at one point too. I forget. And then I tried to get her on this. Actually, I did have her set up for this show, and I don't remember the details, but I had to cancel on her last second. But she didn't get the message and actually showed up here.
Oh.
And the woman has not talked to me since.
Really?
Yeah. I know. So yeah, that's my So I'm not a big runner, but just being able to like play softball or just run around the house with the kids, chasing them, stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I got my life back. I mean, 3 years on crutches. I'll never forget the first time I went out with this on, and I was able to walk. And
That's great.
And I have video of it. And you can just see me. I got this little smile on my face the whole time as I'm
That's great.
walking around. How the hell did we get into all this? I was going somewhere. Shoveling snow.
I don't know, and being productive, or I don't even know. At this point, I don't even know. I don't know how we got here.
Me neither. All right, well, yeah. So that's
We're gonna rewatch it later and see.
Like, I remember. Yeah, but yeah, it'll be rewatching instead of during the show where I was like, there was a point somewhere. I was trying to make one somewhere. Oh well. Did you see what happened to Frank?
No. Oh, his car got sideswiped.
Yeah.
I did see that.
Does that suck or what?
That sucks.
No, and the
and
cops talked to
neighbors.
neighbors.
Like they knocked his mirror off.
Oh,
and
the
went,
whole car.
The whole side of his car.
Yeah.
How did they not hear that? Oh.
And that's what I wondered.
Right, because that was like,
yeah.
crushing metal. It wasn't even just like a bang. I mean, that was a mess. I did see that.
Him with his loud guitars.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Was that your Frank impression, right?
He's so gentle. He's just such a gentle human. He really is. It's
Even his guitar is like we were
It's
teasing him
really-
last week about that little guitar he had.
yeah.
He's so the Frank. This is you from that one.
Oh no, I just mean he's so gentle and you know.
I know, I totally know, but yeah, that sucks, man. You just wake up,
Terrible.
you go outside, and you're like, what the flying
Terrible.
fuck? Yeah, so that sucks. I'm one time, in fact, speaking about crutches in the leg. Oh, I think that's what I was doing. I was talking about being laid up and laying around all day.
Right. How much time
right.
can you do that?
When I
Right.
first, we tried to make it work at the phone company, trying to they were working with me while I was going through 3 years of this, be on crutches, and they were trying to help me out and whatnot. And but there were times I would be stuck, just kind of where I was sitting around at work. Like they pretty much gave up on me after a while.
Not being productive, and you
Right.
knew it, right?
And
You feel it.
there were opportunities. Certain things could have been worked out, but they gave up, and they were trying to get me out, and they basically grounded me. Like I was just in the instead of going out and working, I just sat in the garage, and they said, "We're not. You can just sit there all day."
We're not sending you out.
And at first, I'm like, all right, this will be fun. I can sleep and I can, watch TV. And after 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I was going bonkers. So no, I'm with you that I could sit around all day for maybe a day, and I can enjoy a snowstorm. But yeah, no,
Right, because you make a thing out of it. You cook some
Right.
food, you have some snacks, people are with you,
Right.
around you, you're all in the same boat, you
Right.
play some cards, you watch some TV, but then,
yeah,
that doesn't last forever.
we really went all over the place just to get back.
We
to
came
that.
back.
But I remember.
We came back.
Also, with the leg, I was still laid up after one of my surgeries, and I was on crutches, and I was fortunate enough to hear it. I was watching. In fact, it was. I'll never forget. It was my daughter's birthday, which is in March. I was watching spring training baseball,
Okay.
and I'm watching, and I hear this weird noise from outside, and I look out, and I see cars going in both directions, but the car going this way. So this car passed I had a van at the time, that passed my van, and this car was on, the other side, and she kept looking back. So I had a feeling, it's like the lady going this way hit my car. I just knew it. I get the crutches, and it was a nice day. It was a nice March day, so I had nothing but boxer shorts on. But I'm hobbling out there, sure enough, she tore my freaking rear bumper right off and hit some of the driver's side. It's like, son of a bitch. So I'm yelling into the house for my wife to get my keys. She comes out. She literally throws them across the lawn. I caught them, which hurt. But I get into the car. I speed off. And I'm driving down. We lived in Wantor at the time. I'm driving down Park Avenue, Wantor. So I'm about a mile from the house. And sure enough, I spot her.
Wow.
Like, son of a bitch. And now I'm following her. And I'll never forget. So she makes a right onto Wantor Avenue. And then makes a right into a shopping center, where I don't know if you're familiar with Wantor, where Hemingway's used to be.
Yes, I know.
She turns into that parking lot. Just as she turns to that parking lot, that's when I see her look in her side mirror.
She saw you.
That's when you see her all over her face, and I'm like, "That's right, you fucker."
Coming.
She parks. I park right behind her. I get right out. I get the crutches. I am screaming at this lady. I'm barefoot. Just
And in
the
your
boxer
underwear.
short. Yeah. Which is why everybody came, walking over. What the hell? The bumper was now inside the van, so I opened the doors of the van. I'm like, look what you did. First, she tried to deny it, and then I saw the damage on her car. I'm like, yeah, keep denying it, you moron. Then she finally said, well, I was in a rush. I'm going to get my hair done. And excuse me? And she must have repeated it 3 times. I'm in a rush. I have to go. I have my hair appointment. All right, okay. I took a picture of her license plate and went back home. My wife had already called the cops, so they were there when I got home. Told the cop what happened. What? He said she was going to get her hair done? He goes, I'll be right back. Sure enough, he went down there, took care of business with her, came back. The family called me that night. oh, she's old. She didn't know what she was doing. Maybe, we could drop off some cash.
Work something
Yeah,
out.
and I was like, no. I was like, if she's really that bad, she wouldn't be driving. I said, no, she knew what she was doing. I saw the look on her face when she saw me in the mirror. I said, maybe if she didn't leave, I'd be willing to, work something out with you guys. I said, but no, she blew it.
Right. If she had just kind of come in and, got out to knock on your door or
Right.
whatever.
Done the right thing.
That's it.
No, she tried to take off. I was on crutches, no less, and I had to track her down. No. So, no, we went through insurance. We did it, the right way. And, yeah, it's still a pain in the ass, that too. And Frank's going to go through it now, too. How much you're going to get for it. And the adjuster's got to meet with the mechanic and all that bullshit. And then, going who knows how long without the car. And
Right. And it's going to go on his insurance because she's gone, right? They're not going to find her or him or whoever.
That surprised me, too, that nobody
nobody had cameras
or footage.
People have sometimes those doorbell camera
right,
thingies.
the rings, yeah. What about you? What's the worst? Do you ever have a bad car accident or?
Not terrible. I've totaled a couple of. I've been in a couple where the car was totaled, but it's totaled because the car was a piece of shit to begin with. So not because it was like a massive accident, but just even driving in my neighborhood, I had a kid run a stop sign and hit me in the side. Totaled my minivan, my mom minivan, but I was the only one in it.
Oh, good.
Nobody got hurt, and again, I felt sorry for the kid. Just a kid, like 16,
doing something
17,
stupid,
and now he knows he's in trouble. With Dad's car, and with the car I have now. Last year, I was merging onto the Southern State Parkway, and I went to pull into. There's no dedicated lane, and I pull over to the left, and this little girl in I guess it was a Jeep. Now I can't even remember, and she was flying in the right-hand lane, and so we kind of did one of these. And I pulled over, and she pulled over, and she was a sweet girl. She was she was upset. She was crying. She called her dad. He's screaming on the phone. I said, "Give me the phone. Give me the phone." I talked to Dad.
Did you?
Listen, yeah, Dad, breathe, because she's okay.
Right.
I'm okay. That's the first thing I asked you. Okay?
Yeah, of course.
That's a car.
Right. We'll deal with this in a minute.
And
Are
her
you okay?
car was not like a new car like the Daddy bought her. It was like an old Jeep that they had her driving, right? It was her hand-me-down car. So I said, what do you want to do here? We called the police. I said, but, it's entirely up to you. I'm going to be honest, my car's a beater too. So, I'd rather not my insurance go up. But I'm not going to pay cash either, to fix yours. Do you want to make an insurance claim? Because, you make an insurance claim with a 16-year-old driving your car. You know what that's going to do to your insurance.
Oh, yeah.
I took some pictures. I texted them to Dad from her phone. I said, you tell me what you want to do. I'll fix mine if you want to fix yours. Because we had basically the same damage, right?
Wow, yeah, true, right.
So that's what we did. And, she was fine. Dad agreed. I, gave her my number. I didn't hear back from them again. The police officer came. He looked at it. I said, yeah, we're not going to make a claim. I talked to her father. We're good. And that was it. We went on our way. I never even fixed my car because it's such a beater. I'm going to get another one eventually. But I do that. I feel bad for the kids when they do stupid things, and then they're more afraid of the trouble they're going to get in than they are of the actual. I'm like, you're okay.
The kid ran the stop sign. I feel bad for the kid.
I did. I do it because it could have been. Because listen,
no, it's great. I wish more were like you. I'm just teasing you.
Have done stupid shit too.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Right.
My son too.
And I know it's bad, and so I just.
I'm just teasing because it's such a great attitude to have though, and I'm like, do you drive and just walk around like singing? Like
I do sing in my car all the time.
Yeah.
Always. I always.
Are you ever in a bad mood?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I am.
I just can't even picture it anymore.
I'm very quiet when I'm in a bad mood.
All right.
Quiet. I'm not a like screamer yeller, but when I'm in the zone and I come to you, you should be afraid.
Yeah, I believe that. That I believe. But yeah, see, but even getting quiet, that would freak me out. I prefer you yell and scream at me.
Most people do.
Yeah.
That freaks them out.
Oh
right?
yeah.
I know.
Like what is she thinking? What is she gonna do? Is she plotting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just done. When I'm done with you, I'm done with you. That's it.
Wow.
Takes a long time to get it back.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So far, so good. You keep coming back here.
Oh no, it would take. I mean, there's not even this many people in my life that's happened with. So
really,
yeah.
Wow. Oh, that reminds me. But you will not be here next week because we're not here next week.
Oh.
This time next week, I will be in England.
Oh,
can't
are you gonna
wait.
Post pictures? How? That's exciting.
I am very excited.
That's on my bucket list.
Oh, you've never been there?
I've never been, and that's definitely on my bucket list.
I love it there. So I went, and so I'm sure I talk about him all the time. One of my closest friends lives there. He's a musician.
Yes. Yeah.
So I've bugged you with it too. So yeah, so I'm going to see him.
And wasn't he here on?
He's been actually here a few times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he played one of those little keyboards. But last October I went. He was doing a show that I really wanted to go see, so I actually just went for the night and came home the next day.
Wow.
And it was in what they call the West End, which is like the equivalent to our Broadway, our theater district. And I was walking in their theater district. It's not like here where it's just on the regular streets and there you can drive, and it's just they're all it's this huge area, but cars can't fit, so you have to walk through it all.
Okay. Which is kind of cool. I like that.
It is actually very cool
because
it's
village.
Right, people all over the place, and it's nothing but shows of some kind and bars and people just having fun all over the place. Oh, it's a great atmosphere. It's a little tough for me because walking long distance is not the easiest of things. But I was walking slow and I gave myself plenty of time. But I don't know, the one story that I remember, I'm walking and I look to my left and I see this big black woman, and she's just smiling and she's kind of nodding at me. I'm like, oh, well, this is weird. And I just kind of.
You think she's like, hey, baby.
Well, of course.
Come on over.
Of course, that's what I'm thinking. But it turned out I was right because the woman was not a woman.
Oh.
I didn't. I was about as I'm passing her, I'm about almost all the way past her, and all of a sudden I see a sign above her. Like they don't even have clever names. It just says gay bar. That's all. Just gay bar. And then I realized, oh, that's not a woman.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep walking. That kind of freaked
me out.
Yeah, a little bit.
You don't take it as a compliment.
I guess I could.
I feel like anybody who would pay me some attention, I guess that would be it's a compliment. I don't know why people get freaked out about attention like that. Just because it's different attention than you used to.
But and I'm not trying to be my usual perverted dicky self. I'm just saying as a fact, you're a very pretty woman, so you must get that all the time. Like it never gets old or never pisses you off?
Not really. I mean, when people are stupid, but I don't get a lot. I really don't get a lot of. What bugs me, and honestly, when I leave work and I'm crossing the street and the guys in the big trucks slam on the horn, and it startles me.
Yeah, I don't like that
You're
either.
a jerk.
Yeah. I worked at a lumberyard when I was a teenager, and they always
I
said
actually, what's really funny about that is that will happen from time to time. And a few years back, the service manager, who is now our general manager, and now he's the big boss.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was him, and as I was crossing the street to get to my car, he slammed on his horn. They thought he was being funny, and I didn't know it was him, and I was like, fuck you! And so, I did a big gesture, which I never do. I usually just get startled and keep going, and I don't know what it was about this day. Maybe he just slammed really hard, and I was like, what a dick. And I, did the whole gesture and screamed it.
Wow.
And didn't even know it was him until later that day. And he's like, what was up with that? I said, oh my God, was that you?
Oh, so you never even realized till he told you.
I had no idea. I just thought it was some asshole. It scared the bejesus out of me, slamming on his horn, and I made a big, terrible gesture. It was, and I never ever do that, and I've never done it again.
Well,
but I I just that one time it really got under my skin, and I yeah, it was bad.
I know a girl who I don't know if she still is, but we used to be in the reserves. And I was walking through a King Cullen one day, and I see her online, and she's in her camouflage. I walk up behind her, and I just go, I love a girl in uniform. Just like that.
Scared the shit out of her, right?
It didn't really scare her, but it pissed her off.
Made her angry.
She actually goes, you motherfucker. And then
she was like, oh, shit, it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
and
motherfucker.
But then I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's funny.
One time, and Frank, I'll get the comments in a second. Frank's watching. I don't think I've ever told Frank this, and this goes back years and years ago. I was driving. My mother's block is a one way, and she's right off Old Country Road, but the one way goes the other way. So if you want to get to Old Country Road, you got to go around the block. So I go around the block, and I did. I kind of came out on Old Country Road. I was sticking out a little bit. I wasn't blocking anybody, but I did come out.
You were nosing out, yeah.
A little bit. Car comes by, and he honks the horn. And it was at night, so I guess, you couldn't see as well, and the lights are flashing. But as the car passes me, I get one of these, and it's Frank.
Oh,
and I just,
no!
Oh, yeah, and I'm just sitting there, and then he turned away, and
Did he know it was you?
No.
Okay.
No, I could tell by his face. He had no clue. My brother has no clue most of the time.
You jerk!
Oh, well, that's the thing once, too. We still, to this day, my brother and I don't curse in front of our mother.
Right.
To this day.
I try not to. Every once in a while, I'll forget. But
yeah. Well, I'm sure my mother's in shock when she watches the show because I'm so foul on the show. But one day there was a car accident right in front of her house, and we're looking out the window, and I'll never forget. Frank goes, "Holy shit, how am I like that?" And that's exactly what I did. I totally called him out on it. I mean, it was such a poor save anyway. Oh, I was crying. I was laughing so hard. But yeah, he had no idea that it was me, and he's giving me. He
gave you the gesture.
Yeah, it wasn't even
Frank
the bird. It
gesture.
was just.
I don't even think he had one. Wow.
Yeah, I think he has one.
You think he has one? I've never seen it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've seen it either. Is Frank okay? Yes, he's okay. Paula says, Good morning, Paula. Frank G loves the Second Out T-shirt, one of my faves. Yeah, well, this is Seconds Out. This is Frank C. So, Frank G, who are you? Thanks for watching, whoever you are, but we appreciate it. Yeah, Mickey, Frank is fine. There's Frank. The doorbell cameras in my neighborhood don't reach beyond the walkways in front of the doors. Well, you got a weird neighborhood then. Nothing in the street gets picked up by the cameras. Remember a few years ago when the bull was all over, what was that, Mastic or...
Yes.
All their cameras were picking up, and you see the bull running down in the middle of the street.
Everybody's yard, everybody could see it.
Right. What's going on there? None of your neighbors have it.
I do feel like those ringer doorbell things are pretty common. I'm surprised.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they just don't like you, and they're like, no, we don't have any footage, sorry.
That cannot be true.
No, it's not.
No.
Or maybe they're waiting for money. Jerry says, like, share, subscribe, go to UK. Yeah, next week, baby. Yeah, my car was parked in front of my house overnight on Sunday. Andy Plajanos, the real reason Tony is going to England. That's right, to go find that gay bar again. Mickey Delaney clicked on Frank's YouTube channel. Okay. Frankie G died.
Frankie G! That's my Frankie G.
Oh, he says your old drummer. Yeah,
yes,
that's what he said.
Yes.
And now he says hi to you.
You said Frank G, and I was thinking to myself, that could be Frankie G.
Oh.
Hi, Frankie. Love Frankie G.
Well, yeah,
now, Frankie moved to Florida, and then I think left Florida. He's like, yeah, that's really not for me.
I know a few people who have done that.
He went, and then he left. And so, there you go. Proves my point.
Frank, yeah, tell us why you left Florida. Did it suck?
I remember seeing a post where he said it just wasn't really for us.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't particularly specific, but I thought, I kind of see that because I know him, pretty well, and just didn't really see the fit.
And so. You see, how many times have you been there that you know this about yourself?
I honestly, when I had that opinion, you okay there?
I missed.
Okay.
I totally missed.
I hadn't been there many times except to go to Disney World.
Right.
With my kids, that would be my only trip, and so I made that decision kind of just based on I don't even know what. But now recently, since I've been with Anthony, I've been there many, many, many times because we go there several times a year.
Really?
For like a long weekend. That's like his go-to place.
For what reason?
I don't really
the beach?
know. No.
The beach is here, Anthony.
I don't know. I think he likes the intercoastal. It's beautiful. Yeah, but you look out the window and then you go about your business. Like, to live, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I see if you're going for a weekend and you're doing some things and you're having some fun, I guess that's nice. You walk down Del Rey, down Atlantic Avenue in Del Rey. He loves to do that. And that's nice. That's one night out of how many? You're not going to do that every night.
I think I figured it out. It's, you're hanging out in a bathing suit probably.
No, that's not.
You're not? Or that's not it?
No. Honestly,
that would be
when we
my
go to
reason.
Florida, rarely. We don't end up doing beach things, which is fine because we have beaches here. What do we need to do that in Florida for? No, that's not really it. He loves by the water. I feel like everything there is in Florida, except for the palm trees, we have here.
I agree.
Summer's here for me.
And the time is
Fire
right.
Island and the beaches and the venues that we have with music and food
Right.
and I think are far better than the
Right.
choices you have there.
Oh, yeah. That reason alone, I don't
I
think...
also don't eat seafood. I don't like seafood. It's not,
Anthony,
so anytime
Anthony,
we go to
stay
a
here.
seafood place, I'm having a burger or a steak or a piece of chicken. Like, there's not.
I'm with
That's
you.
fine with me. I don't care. That's why I always say you pick because it matters. It matters more to him where we eat than it matters to me. I can always find something I like anywhere.
That's the one downside of going, like next week, taking a trip to England. Everybody wants to do this, do that. I just, as far as eating, I just want to go where there's a burger.
Right.
That's all.
Luckily there are lots of pubs and
Right.
you're always going to get pub food.
Yeah,
You're
but
always
sometimes
gonna
if they want to get Chinese or something, I'm like, no, I just want to.
I like Chinese food.
No, I
I
don't.
don't mind.
So, yeah, I just don't get it. How long have you guys been together?
6 years.
6 years. Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that the summers alone, because that's the thing. A lot of people who aren't from here or spend a lot of time out of here and then they come back, they're like, oh, I forgot. Like the taxes are high and stuff, but there's so much to do. If you like having stuff to do, this is the place to be, man.
I do, yeah, and I'm not a hot weather person, so this is my least favorite time of year for starters. But I muddle through it, and I'm thinking, oh, we're almost in September now. It's going to be football season, and now we're into my favorite time of the year. So the idea of now we're getting to October, November, that I love, and then thinking that we might leave during my favorite time of the year, like to go to more hot weather wouldn't make sense. Although he has tossed around the idea of staying through the holidays, through Christmas, New Year's, and then going, say, January, February, March.
Right.
I think I could live with that.
But then you'd have no snow.
Well, but you can get snow in December and maybe some in January. And I'm sure as I get older, that will be less appealing to me. But I do like the cooler weather. I do like a hoodie. I don't mind. Nobody likes the bitterly cold, windy weather, right? Nobody likes that. But in general, I do like colder weather than I like hot weather.
Wow.
So.
She must really love you, Anthony.
Oh, I do.
Nice. Good
but
answer.
But yeah. We'll figure it out. We're going to figure it out. Going to make everybody happy.
So, all right. So Frank G says in Delaware. Oh, he's in Delaware. Too many rednecks and big trucks.
There you go, mister. I love him.
And too many red hats.
I love him.
Too.
And he's a former New York City police officer. He was was there at the towers for 9/11. His partner was killed.
Oh, okay.
He's been through it. He was there at Ground Zero through the whole thing. I mean, he is
Our pal John Rusciello was there
badass
too.
guy. That guy.
Frank G. Rather. Sorry. Do you? Does the name John Rusciello ring a bell? Former New York City detective. Although And Paula, if you're still watching, maybe you can help me out. We did not hear from John yesterday or today. Hope he's all right.
I believe he was Port Authority. I'm not sure.
Oh, Frank G? Oh, okay.
I don't remember, but yeah, he's just terrific.
And there's Frank C. All right, a lot of Franks this morning. Frank G, Frank C, Frank W. They're all watching.
Frankie G.
Frank G, no, actually moved to Lewes, Delaware. Lewes.
Okay, Lewes, Delaware.
Lewes, Delaware, to be near my only grandson. Great area and low taxes.
I'm all about it.
Yep.
Grandson, it's great.
I felt the need to be above the Mason-Dixon line. I'm with you on that.
I'm with you on that.
The
1,000%.
Deep South scares me.
It's tough.
It scares
me. Florida doesn't feel. I will say that.
Yes.
I mean, well, interestingly, northern Florida does feel like the Deep South.
Oh, yeah?
Right? So the places where the resort, but I mean, typically we'll go to the West Palm area, and even on the other side, Tampa, that side, Naples, that does feel vacation-y, right? Okay. And as you get down to Miami. But northern part of Florida does feel like the Deep South Bible Belt. I could never.
No way.
I mean, I had cousins there, aunt and uncle, who lived there, and it was like visiting the Beverly Hillbillies. I'm not kidding. It was crazy.
No, couldn't do that.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good. So, but I like it as a vacation spot. I don't mind it for smaller doses, but we'll figure it out.
Yes, he was with the Port Authority, and the name does not ring a bell. Okay. Well, we appreciate you watching, and we're glad you made it out of Florida alive.
Yes, we're glad.
Very nice. Damn it. So we're not here next week, and I wanted, again, I forgot to show you a script.
Oh.
I'm going to have to, maybe I'll get your email address.
We got lots of time. Yes, I'll give you my
Well,
email
I do, but I do need, I need, I need somebody for a show in September, so that's why I was going to.
When in September?
September 14th. It's a
What time?
Saturday.
Is it nighttime?
Yeah.
My 40th high school reunion is in the afternoon from like 1 to 5 or some.
1 to 5?
Yeah, it's some crazy thing.
What?
That's they're having it at the I believe at the Chateau Le Maire or something like that.
Oh, nice. Well, that's nice.
But it's an afternoon event, so
that doesn't make
works
sense.
out.
Well, does it? Like, you're not going to hang or go like?
You know what? I was hard pressed to go to begin with, but I.
That's right. I think we
have
talked about that.
connected with some people on Facebook. It would be nice to see them. They're nice people. Would. And it's close. It's local. It's afternoon. It's not a lot of pressure. So there are some people that I would like to see, and just kind of curious.
Where is?
I don't know that I'll even stay the whole time. We'll see.
Oh,
I
bet you will.
We'll see.
When was? And correct me if I'm wrong. Do I remember right? You have not been to the last few reunions?
No, the 10-year reunion. They have West Babylon has an all-year get-together the Friday night before the actual reunion, and so. And that year, for my 30th, my band actually played at the Salt Shack which was then the Beach Hut at Cedar Beach.
Oh, sure.
So I did see some people there, but I didn't go to the actual event, which was the next day. I haven't been to any of them, I don't think. No.
Wow. And what changed your mind for this one?
I don't know. I've just kind of developed an friendship online with some of the people. Who live locally, and I don't see them locally. We don't hang out, but they kept saying, come on, we need 100 people, but okay, it'd be nice to see some people.
Where's Anthony from?
I'm sorry, he's from Copeg.
Oh, okay. Because
he lives in North Babylon, but he's from Copeg.
Because in Hicksville there were some people with the same last name, so I was just curious. All right, Jerry Lahane, what are you talking about here? Jerry's talking about, what, Israel and U.S. military? What?
Getting deep.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Frank G says, nice show, checking out. Have to go babysit the grandson.
Have fun, Frankie.
Enjoy your grandson. Thanks for tuning in for a little while. We appreciate it. We appreciate all you guys hanging out with us today. It's Tuesday Trivia. We're going to get to that shortly. So once again, if you're watching on Facebook, head on over to YouTube so you can play Tuesday Trivia with us. Which is coming up soon. All right, so what do we got here? Do you watch? Do you ever watch any? Are you into any of that Marvel? Any of the superhero stuff?
I do see them. You know, you will usually see them. I do really want to see the Deadpool movie. I think that first one was hilarious. Like, I don't like things that are too dark.
Yeah, me neither.
Too, you know, so the Batman thing, the first one, was cool, but I didn't really kind of stick with that whole. It was very dark for me. Even the Spider-Man one's pretty dark.
Oh wow.
I like a little bit of comedy in my superhero.
So, like the Batman TV show, you probably loved.
Well, that was just that was kitschy. We grew up with that. We didn't even know how stupid it was at the time. You know, now it's just hilarious.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, you know, to me, Deadpool was brilliant. Because it kind of added that kind of comedy twist to what could be a very dark story. You know, so if they can be light about it, you know, I'm good. I really liked the Harley Quinn movies with with Margot Robbie. I think she's brilliant in those.
We got a call coming in. Kenny Freeberg, no, you did not miss Tuesday Trivia. It's coming in a few minutes. Says all right. The phone call says New York, so I will answer it. Normally, I don't take if it doesn't have a caller. Right?
You think Charlie's here?
Oh,
He's outside the door.
Yeah.
Let him come in.
We had
if
quite
he's
the
here,
time
let
with
him come
Charlie.
in.
Oh, I wish he was here.
Oh, I wish he was here too.
Oh
today.
yeah. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, it's Michael.
Michael? Are you
Michael
kidding? I know exactly who it is. Michael the joke teller.
Michael the joke explainer. How are y'all doing?
We're doing great. Where you been?
Oh man, I've been out touring over in jolly old England, mate. I've been out doing the clubs out in England. I've been saying bloody hell, then have a laugh.
Is that right, Michael? Really?
That's great.
Who's your guest? Is she a comedian?
No, she's a great singer. Michael, since we've heard from you last, the show is just down to me. So I have a different co-host every day. This is Diane. She co-hosts with me on Tuesdays.
Well, I'm glad to have you, and miss the old co-host, but glad to have you, and it's cool to have the co-host. And if you're a singer, do you do any gigs, and do you need an opening act?
Well, I definitely am not at a level to need an opening act, but you know, you're always welcome to come on over and jump in. So.
That would be cool. Maybe I'm thinking about this. You're doing some music, and I'm doing my jokes. For example, this beauty that I just wrote about the Sports Illustrated layoffs. So here it goes.
Go ahead.
Sports Illustrated is laying off most of its staff. Fortunately, one group of employees has agreed to work without pay. The swimsuit issue bikini inspectors. And that's the end of it. And now, that's a funny joke. We all got to laugh at it, but I kind of do want to explain to you how I came up with it.
Please, Michael.
And this is the fun part, and this one's very long. How I wrote this was I thought I could turn this news item into a joke pretty easily because both of its topic handles have many associations. Sports Illustrated has both sports and magazine associations, and laying off is associated with reasons for the layoffs, which employees were laid off, and so on. Many of the associations I gravitated towards my punchline maker number one, link to associations of the topic. One of the most prominent associations of Sports Illustrated is its annual swimsuit issue. As I visualize the issue, bikini inspector popped into my head. It's a funny phrase with 5 stop consonants. It also a job title, so I realized that I could use this laughter as associated with layoff, and I had an idea for my punchline. Woo!
Well done, Michael. Well done. And did you take a breath? Are you okay now?
I'm totally fine, and honestly, I'm going to be in New York City next year taking care of some legal stuff, and I'd love to maybe come and try to do a gig sometime. Thanks a lot, guys. I love you.
We would definitely do that, and please come in here as well and hang out with us. That would be a lot of fun. I don't know if he's still there or not. Nope, he's gone.
He took off.
He took off. Michael, the joke explainer. We have not heard from Michael in years. Years. This guy, he used to call regularly, maybe once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks, and he would do just what he did. He would just tell a bad joke, but then the explanation was the funny part. It took me at least a year, if not more, to actually find out who he actually really is and where he comes from, what he's doing. So it turns out that he has, and I was going to ask him too, but he hung up. I was going to ask him if he wanted to plug it. He actually has his own show. And I don't even know if he wants me to plug it. I mean, I'd be happy to. But yeah, it's a show that's on, if you subscribe to it on Patreon, Patreon you have to pay to see it. And he has a show on there where he does just that. He basically makes prank calls and then he plays them on his show. And Michael is not his real name. It took me at least a year to figure it out and find him and find out what his agenda was. And but what he does, then he takes the video of the call and he'll add graphics, or he'll when I had co-hosts in here, my ex-girlfriend Sally was one of the co-hosts, and she did not really get the joke. So whenever he called, she'd just be sitting here. And so when he played on his show, he would zoom in on her.
Oh no!
And you would just see
that would
her.
be funny.
Right, and then it would make me laugh even more. And then he would then zoom in on me. I'm and he would, on my fat face. And it was a lot of fun. And wow, we haven't heard from him. And I mean, Sally has.
Where's
been here
John
too.
today? John, Russi,
John is.
Where is he? Is he not watching?
Not in the comments.
Are you okay?
I know. I'm a little
call
weird.
And let us know you're okay.
Yeah, Andy Plagano says.
I miss you.
Says Michael has been missed. Yes, he's been very missed, and we've talked about him a few times here on the show, how much we missed him and wondered what happened to him. So
there you go.
That was a pleasant surprise. And yeah, Michael, if you really are coming to New York, which who knows, but yeah, I can try and get you a spot on something, and definitely you got to come in here. Although that would, we won't put a camera on you. How about that? But yeah, he's definitely missed. And yes, John Rusiello, in all seriousness, I am a little concerned. I might maybe try to call him after the show or something. But wow, that was so. Yeah, so I took a chance in answering that, being it didn't have a name behind it, and thankfully it worked out. I'm done with the other thing.
Yeah, you need to let that go.
Yeah. Well, I only kept it going yesterday because I had two comedians in here yesterday that they asked if they can come in for that specific reason to talk about him.
Really?
So I was like, fine.
Did he call in?
Yes.
I didn't watch yesterday. Now I'm going to have to watch.
Well,
it might make me angry. I don't know.
It wasn't. I mean, I got a little angry because Will Sharon, who sat over there, he's a big guy, and of course Charlie had
to say something.
Yes. Eventually, we did hang up on him, but these guys, it was Hugh Murray and Will Sharon. Hugh Murray especially just went to town.
Handled him well.
Very well.
Good.
My intention...
Good. He needed a little handling.
Oh, yeah. My intention was to put him through, tell him to hold on while we talk about him, and then, give him, a whole 2 seconds to speak before we hang up. But Hugh was having a lot of fun at his expense, so I let it go. But yeah, no, I'm done now. He can go die a miserable death.
Wow.
So yeah. So that was that. All right, I guess we'll get to trivia. Oh, you know what? I do. All right. Now we'll go to trivia. And I'm wondering, when we're at the end, when we're finished with trivia and the show is just about over, if I put a song on, would you feel like singing?
Sure.
If I put on "Let's Give Them Something to Talk About" by Bonnie Raitt, do you know that one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, we can do that.
Whew. All right. Oh, Carol's watching. Yeah. Carol's agreeing that Hugh did a nice job on Charlie yesterday. All right, it is time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. See, that too. Tell Anthony, in Florida, are you going to get into a comedy club for free, like you could here?
I'm sure not.
That's right.
I'm sure not.
Do you and Anthony enjoy? Like, do you guys ever come here or go see comedy shows?
We haven't been here together, but I've been here, and I've been to the one in Smithtown, McGuire's.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been to them all for different things. Usually because I've had friends who were like performing for the first time, or Some fundraisers. You know, my
Oh,
my
sure.
nieces are in softball, and we do lots of
Oh, yeah.
fundraisers. So those are, and I always have a great time. It's fun.
Oh, they're always great.
It's a lot of fun.
And I'm telling you guys for playing, and I'm letting Diane know. Let me know if you guys want to come see a show. I can get you into most shows. And just for playing Tuesday Trivia, you guys can let me know if you ever want to see something, and I'll try my best to get you in. Who's playing this weekend? Rich Voss is here this weekend. Mike Keegan, Hugh Murray, who we just talked about, Carla Okerson, Johnny McDonald, Chuck Fox, Chris Cassandro, Deb D'Amore, Greg Vaccarello, who's fantastic, who was on Donversations last week. Go watch Don Sill on Donversations with his guest, Greg Vaccarello. And, yeah, that's Don Sill.
Okay. Yep.
And Kyle Grooms is also playing on the governor's stage this weekend. Go to govs.com, check out the full schedule, make your reservation to some great shows, or talk to me first, and I'll see if I can get you in. All right, Tuesday Trivia, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to ask 10 questions. I do not give out the answers just yet until I ask all the questions. You guys are going to answer them in the comment thread. Again, one more time, if you're on Facebook and you want to play, shoot on over to YouTube, because that is where we're monitoring the comments. So head on over to the YouTube feed and put your answers in the YouTube feed in the comments. Diane's going to answer them too. After I ask all the questions, we go back. I ask them again. I go over everybody's answers, and then I tell you the correct answer. So, all right, with that, question number 1, ladies and gentlemen. The song Radar Love. Remember that song?
I do.
Name the band that sang it.
Oh, my God.
I have a frog in my throat. You don't want to take a stab at it?
No, I can't even think. I don't know. I don't know.
I can't even think.
I don't even. It'll either it comes to me or it doesn't. It's not.
All right. Well, this next one's nice and easy. Name the rabbit in Bambi.
Thumper. That just makes me happy.
I see that.
I tell you, did I tell you I worked for Disney too? I was a Disney Store cast member for about
Where?
4 or 5 years in the Bayshore Mall.
Was it fun?
When my kids were little, I loved it.
Really?
I loved it.
And why did you stop?
I will tell you why I stopped, because it was Disney everything, and I loved all the extra stuff that we had to do and how everything had to be perfect, and I loved that about the store. And then the children's place bought the Disney store. Oh. And they started saying, oh, yeah, that doesn't have to be perfect anymore, and you don't have to do it. And it stopped being Disney. Now it was just working for the children's place, and I
whole different feel.
Had no draw for me anymore.
Yep.
I loved being part of Disney and what it really was. I loved it.
I wish who's ever running Disney World in Florida, right? Disneyland is California. I've never been to California one, but who's ever running Disney World should actually run the world.
Yeah.
It's such a great place.
It's great.
We were there once, and I'll never forget it. I was blown away. I was once there on Halloween. Now, you could either get...
I've been there on Halloween.
You've been there on Halloween, so you know what I'm talking about. You can either get a pass to stay all day and Halloween, or you can have the regular pass, but you have to leave at 5 o'clock, for Halloween. Or you can just go for Halloween starting at 6. But if you have the pass for both, you can stay.
Right.
Watching them transform this place from regular Disney World to now Halloween night.
In no time flat. It's
in
a
an hour.
machine.
From 5 to 6.
It's amazing.
I couldn't believe
Everything they do is amazing. It's legit. And you know what? It's everybody cares. It's very intense. The whole they just don't just willy-nilly hire people. Even people who, work at the popcorn stand.
Yes.
It's a rigorous process to get hired to be a Disney cast member, right?
Yep.
And because they want a certain persona and they want you to be a certain way. And I remember when I applied for that job at the Disney store, they said they interviewed 100 people and 2 were going to get hired.
Holy moly.
It's a big deal. And so it's a huge compliment, and the cruise lines, everything about it is legit. And the people that are there, they don't go, oh, I have to go to work. They really want to be there.
Yes. I remember meeting
Everybody.
a gentleman who was working there. I want to say he was from Levittown. I'm not sure if I have that right. Either way, he was a Long Islander. Swore up and down, oh yeah, this is the best place to work. I love it. I can't wait.
If
I love
you
it
love
here.
it, it's the best place. If you're
Yep.
not that person, don't even, well, they're not going to hire you anyway.
Well, true,
So they're going
right.
to know immediately,
Yep.
you have to be that.
Yeah, and then I just couldn't believe how they transformed the place on Halloween.
So
and
anyway,
it was so much fun.
Thumper!
On Halloween. Thumper,
I can't. It just makes me so happy.
and I could watch the Hall of Presidents. I could sit there all day.
All day.
Oh
we
my
just
God, I love
went last year in May.
Oh,
and, yeah, had to sit through it all over again because why wouldn't you?
And you must be so excited with your grandson, like to take him and watch him experience this.
Wait. I
Yeah.
cannot wait. I can't
Yeah.
wait. He's got to be a little older. I know people
Yeah,
take
right.
infants. And I've taken an infant only because now my son was 4 and so my daughter was 1 and I wanted him to experience at 4. But, for me, 3, 4 is the age because that's where they'll remember.
Oh yeah, oh that's interesting. Okay.
I remember, I was 6 when it opened and that we went that first year and I remember details about that trip that I will never forget my
Really?
entire life.
I can barely
And I
remember
would
kindergarten.
relive it. Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, great place.
great.
Question number 3. Let's see. Name the city that has the highest percentage. Excuse me. Name the city that has the highest percentage of commuters who. Sorry, it's just not written right, which I'm mad at myself because I'm the one who copied and pasted it, but I didn't even realize. Name the city that has the highest percentage of commuters on the East Coast who use a bicycle to get to work. Name the city that has the highest percentage of commuters on the East Coast who use a bicycle to get to work. That's a weird question. I don't know why I picked this.
A city on the East Coast, they use a bicycle to get to work.
Right, the highest percentage of commuters who use a bicycle to get to work.
I would say it has to be a warm weather climate. So
Not necessarily.
no.
Helping
Are you
you out.
directing me away from my answer?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I just don't know. How about Atlantic City?
Good answer.
So I'm thinking people that work in the casinos don't necessarily drive.
Okay, next question number 4. The name Chicago comes from a native Indian word that means what? Oh, this is a multiple choice. So, the name Chicago comes from a native Indian word that means what? Does it mean a fancy place? Does it mean a place of sport? Or does it mean a place that smells bad? A fancy place, a place to sport or play sports, a place that smells bad. We're looking for, the meaning of the word Chicago.
I don't think when they named it, it smelled bad. So I'm going to say...
Are you stressing out? Are you all right?
I don't know why I'm stressing out.
You feel bad for the kid that ran the stop sign. Now you're stressing out over this.
I know. I don't think it's fancy. I'm going to say sports.
All right. Sports. Okay, number 5. What is the number 1 topping for pizzas? Excuse me, for pizzas. What is the number 1 topping for pizzas in Australia?
Number 1 topping for... We're assuming it's not right on top of the cheese? Or we?
Yeah.
Okay.
On
Aside
top of
from
the
the
pizza.
cheese. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know
I'm
if
going to
this is...
assume that the pizza already has cheese.
Yeah, I would too, but I don't know.
And so I'm going to say... Oh my God, I have no idea. I'm going to say shrimp. I can't even imagine. Just because shrimp on the Barbie.
Yep. Shrimp. Question number 6. What percentage of women never wear underwear?
What percentage never wear underwear?
Yeah. What percentage
Never?
of women
I'm
never
going to
wear?
say 0.
Huh?
Never? Never wear underwear. I just cannot imagine that.
All right. Question number 7. Name the 4 stars of I Love Lucy. Like their real names. Not the characters, their real names.
Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz, Vivian Vance, and I know it. I do know it.
He was also on My Three Sons.
Yes. It's probably one of those ones that's just going to come to me later.
I hope it does. All right.
Because it's right there.
Oh, it's definitely one of those. As soon as you hear it, you're like, yes!
It's going to come to me.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Okay.
William Frawley.
William Frawley, she says. Okay. All right. Question number 8. Name the first person to have their number retired by the New York Mets, and what was his number?
One more time? I'm sorry?
The first person, the first person to have their number retired by the New York Mets. Name the person and his number. The first person to have their number retired.
I can only think of one, and it's probably not right. But it's the first thing that came to me, so I'm going to say Tom Seaver.
All right.
And I'm not sure of his number. I want to say 42, but I don't think that's right.
Okay. Question number 9. Give me the definition of the word fly speck. Fly speck.
I do not know.
It's a noun. Fly speck. Let's see. You do not have one. Because believe me, I've looked.
A booger? No.
That's actually not too far
Okay.
off, believe it or
A
not.
booger? Because you know it's the first. Before I leave my car, it's always the last thing I do is pull down the thing and make sure I don't have
Do
any
ya?
boogers sticking out. It is.
It's actually very smart. But no, it's not a booger.
And it's funny that, you know what? I'm going to tell you because I had a thought when
Yeah.
I pulled up here
Yeah.
and I checked and I went, I wonder if Tony's one of those people who would tell me if I had a booger if I sat down next to him.
I totally would tell you.
I hope you would be because I am absolutely that person that will take you on the side and say, you got to take care of that.
Well, that's part of the problem, though, because you come in and I'm always like in panic mode because things are never working when you get here. So we really don't even talk much. So I wouldn't even. So by the
Okay,
time I look
so
and notice,
let's-
we'd be on
so
the air.
Let's say we're on the air.
We need to come up with
and
a
you
code.
turn my way.
Yeah.
And you see I have a booger.
Yeah.
You should just say it.
I would just say it on the air.
I'd
Diane,
be
you-
okay with
Okay.
it. And I would
All
do
right.
one of these.
Okay. Cool.
And we'd be good.
I got you.
Okay.
Do you check for anything else?
No, usually it's just boogers.
Not a fly speck.
What is that, an eye boogie?
That.
I don't know.
All
I
right.
don't know what a fly speck is.
I'm
something
trying.
in your teeth? Something in your teeth, maybe?
You're in the right direction. But
That was one of my favorite things about COVID is that if I had a customer come into the showroom, they'd call me, and if I was eating, like I'd usually check my teeth. I just put the mask on and run downstairs. I didn't have to worry about
true.
that.
Yeah. Good point.
All these things. I know. I don't know why that comes to me, but it's the truth. It's my truth. I don't know what to say.
We're freeform here. That's what it's all about. All right. So the next question, our last question. True or false? Sitting in chairs can arouse women.
I would say true. Why not?
Sure.
Why not?
Why not? All right. Okay. I don't see any answers past question number 8 with the. So hopefully we're still on. All right. I guess it's just with the delay. All right. So I'll get started. And I'm sure the comments will come in. Let's see. Where are we? Okay. All right. Question number 1. Name the band that sang Radar Love. Didn't come to you yet? No? Any last second guesses before I give it?
Something almost came to me. And
Like
then
what?
And then it escaped me.
Oh, all right. I bet you it was the right answer.
It might have been. I'll tell you honestly if it.
Okay. Well, Andy Plajanos got it right, and so did Jerry Lahane. Did anybody else? Okay, nobody else answered it. The band is called, or was called, Golden Earring.
Nope.
No, who were you?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I still don't know who. But
Right.
if you had said it and it triggered that, I would have said yes.
Okay. So yeah, Andy and Jerry got that one. Jerry, are you going to claim that you wrote that song? Jerry Lahane watches the show more times than not, but he claims to be a ghostwriter. He claims that he's written almost the whole Full Moon Fever album by Tom Petty, which is like I Won't Back Down and Free Fallin'.
Yes.
He claims he's written songs for George Harrison. He claims that he's written songs for Roy Orbison. And he claims that he introduced Jackie the Joke Man to Howard Stern, which Jackie has denied.
My great, I don't know how many greats, grandfather was Walter Donaldson. And you can Google him.
Yeah.
He was back in the 20s, 30s, he was a songwriter. And he wrote Nothing Could Be Finer Than to Be in Caroline in the Morning. He wrote a lot of songs. If you ever saw in the 70s, they had that, That's Entertainment movies, you know, where they would show clips of like old time movie stars and stuff. There were 2 movies. That's Entertainment 1 and That's Entertainment 2, and he's in the credits as this movie could not have been possible without the music of.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, so somewhere way back in my mom's side, he's a relative.
Who's collecting the
songwriter.
royalties these days?
Not me.
Damn it.
I don't think royalties were a thing. You know, that's when studios owned the artists, and they, so there was no down the road payment for things like that. They were getting paid on a per diem, weekly.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Frank and I we're related to Lizzie Borden.
Is that true?
That's what we've been told.
Wow, I'm gonna believe it.
And then also there was. I'm trying to remember the time frame. I want to say maybe the 40s or the 50s. There was a mayor of New York City with the last name Walker. I can't even remember his first name.
Oh.
And supposedly we're related to him as well. Bob Hope actually made a movie about him.
Oh.
Yeah. But
well, that's kind of cool.
I guess.
It is cool.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Now everybody's just... Oh, so everybody got the next question correct. Thumper. Everybody got that one right. Jerry says Disney inspired me to draw. Oh, so you draw too? Jerry, is there anything you don't do?
Very cool.
What a talented man. Okay, so name the city that has the highest percentage of commuters who use a bicycle to get to work. Diane said Atlantic City, which is a smart answer. Jerry said Boston. Mickey says Washington, D.C. All good answers. Andy Plajanos said New York City. Carol agrees. And I think that's all of them. All right, well, you're all incorrect. Wait till you hear this answer. I never would have guessed it. New Haven.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like one of those coastal towns, right? So
I think so, yeah.
I suppose, but it seems like it would be cold in the winter time, and I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what it says. The name Chicago comes from a native Indian word that means what? A fancy place, a place for sports, a place that smells bad. Paula says a place that smells bad. Paula, where is John? Where is he? Is he all right? A place that smells bad, she says. Frank Kafora says it's a place that smells bad. Andy Plagano says a place that smells bad. Mickey Delaney says a place that smells bad. Carol Miner says a place that smells bad, go Hawks.
Wow.
All right.
I guess it's a place that smells bad.
Jerry Lahane and Diane said a place of sport. Frank C says he actually thinks the word means skunk.
Okay, well then that would make sense. Then it would smell bad.
That is the correct answer.
Mhm.
A place that smells bad is the meaning of the word. My mother says we're also related to Ann Sheridan. I don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is. But we're related to her. Okay, so...
She's going to tell you, I'm sure.
I'm sure she is. Carol says... Oh, okay, that's an answer for the next question. What is the number one topping for pizzas in Australia? Diane said shrimp. Carol says Vegemite. That's actually pretty funny.
That's a good answer.
Jerry says Portuguese man of war. What? Plagano says koala. Frank C's got to be cheese. Jerry also says Vegemite. Mickey says pickles. And that's it. All right. Nobody got it. This sounds kind of disgusting to me. It says eggs.
That does not sound disgusting to me. Because
Really?
I've seen Food Network,
Yeah.
and there's a place where they make a big pizza pie, and then they crack eggs, and they put it in the oven. So it's like so when you cut it, it's like an over easy egg where the yolk kind of spills out. It looks delicious to me.
Really?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
All right.
Guy Fieri, he hates eggs, and so and it was the Diners, Drive-ins, and Jives episode, and it was freaking him out because eggs make him gag of all the things when you're a cook, right?
Right.
And this, to me, it just looked like,
Wow.
yeah, I thought
See,
it was good.
I'm like that with cheese.
Mhm.
I hate pizza because cheese makes me gag. Ugh. It's true. What percentage of women never wear underwear? Diane said 0. Carol said 20.
Never is. I mean, you could say usually don't wear underwear, but you have to wear them sometimes, I would imagine. I just can't imagine you never wear underwear.
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but have you ever gone out?
Without underwear?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
But I can't imagine never wearing underwear.
Well, right.
I will say I don't do it anymore, but there have been times when you know.
Is it
You
uncomfortable?
watch the Academy Awards.
Yes.
Most of those women are not wearing underwear.
Now I'm
Because
going
those
to watch
dresses,
it more.
you can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, Carol says 20. I like the way Carol says. Oh, Paula says 40. Andy Pagano says 45. Frank says 5. Jerry says 10. Mickey Delaney says 100. Yeah, you wish. So without going over, so Frank Kafora went over. So I guess Diane came closest because the answer I have is 4.
I think 5 is closest. It's not.
Yeah, but you went over.
It's not The Price is Right.
All right.
This is not The Price is Right. We can go over. He was the closest.
Okay.
I'm giving it to you.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, 4%. Next question. Name the 4 stars of I Love Lucy. Plagano said Mo, Larry, Curly, and Joe. Jerry Lahane, you answered 2. Where's the other 2? Anybody else? Really? That's it? Wow. Okay. Diane Fogarty, ladies and gentlemen, nailed it. Came through at the end. Almost didn't. With
I
the
knew
William
that one was
Frawley.
coming. I knew I knew
Yes.
the answer to that. It just I
Absolutely.
couldn't.
William Frawley he's interesting to me. He's like Betty White to me. Like no matter what you see those two in, they're always old.
Yeah, I mean there are some photos of Betty White young.
Yeah,
and
they're
she was
Photoshopped.
beautiful, but she
Yeah, she
wasn't
was.
famous when she
Right.
was young. She
Right.
got famous, Mary Tyler Moore, and she was older.
Yeah, but but
She got famous. Her career took off at an older
But
age.
it just seemed like she was around forever and
She
always
was,
old.
yeah.
And William Frawley and even what's his name?
Listen, she was in the business famous
Right.
for over 50 years.
Yes.
If you go from Mary Tyler Moore and well into the 2010s and
Oh, sure.
So she
Yep.
was doing that sitcom with Valerie Bertinelli and
Right.
those women.
That was
so
a good show.
she was old and she worked. Boy,
Even
she was great.
Oh yeah, so funny. And Wilford Brimley too. The guy was just always old.
Yes.
Who knew when he was in Cocoon that he was in his 40s? Is
Well,
that
there
crazy?
are a lot of actors like Archie and Edith were only in their 40s.
40s when when the show started.
Come on,
yeah. Yep.
stop.
I know, it's
we're
crazy,
like
right?
a lot older than that. I can't even.
It is crazy to think about. So yes, Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz, Vivian Vance, and William Frawley. All right, name the first person to have their number retired by the New York Mets, and what was his number? Let's see. Where was Andy Pajanos' answer? How about a question about pro baseball?
Oh, I'm going to have to take offense to that.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right, son of a bitch bastard.
That's okay. They'll be
No,
eating,
it's not.
They'll be eating their words. You
That's
watch.
right. Diane and I are going to make a
I am
going to
be so impossible when we win.
That is
gonna
impossible.
I am not. I'm going to stick it to them. I'm going to just revel in it. And I'm going to gloat and be, it's going to be crazy.
He has not gotten past the fact that you're going to stick it to him. I think that's what he's been hoping for. So he hopes for that from most of the people in this room. So you said Tom Seaver, number 42. Both of those are incorrect.
I know.
You were close.
But I wanted to give an answer.
And I appreciate it. Tom Seaver was number 41, but that's still incorrect.
I like participating. I was close.
You were
See,
very...
like 40.
Yeah,
because I was thinking 42. I saw that movie and, Jackie
true.
Robinson. And so that's why it was stuck in my head.
Right, but that's still the wrong answer. Kenny Freeberg got it correct. Casey Stengel, the Mets' first manager.
Casey Stengel.
And what was his number?
No.
Save
idea.
yourself.
Do not
it.
know.
Okay.
Do not know.
Number 37.
No.
Casey Stengel. Okay. So, the definition of the word fly speck. Let's see. Andy Pagano says it's a shit stain from a fly. He's a very demented man. A fly specker is Charlie.
Maybe
Paul,
like a rogue eyelash. Like when your eyelash gets in your eye, that's like.
Paula says Adam's apple. I don't know if she's guessing that's what a fly speck is, or if she's telling us that John's not watching today because there's something wrong with his Adam's apple. Could that be? Could there be something wrong with an Adam's apple?
That would seem a strange answer, though, to just say Adam's apple if that's what she was trying to tell you. I don't think that's what she's trying to tell you.
Okay. So maybe she thinks a fly speck is an Adam's apple?
Maybe.
All right. Well, it's not. Anybody else? Oh, Kenny Freeberg.
Got it right?
Yep. Oh. Actually, well, he's got more than what I know. All I have down is a fly speck is a tiny stain. But Kenny Freeberg says it's a tiny stain made by the excrement of an insect.
Oh.
That may
or may not be true.
So Andy Pajanos may be right then.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, maybe. Could be. Oh, Jerry Lehane also said Babe Ruth for the baseball question. He was never a Met. Never had a Met uniform. Kenny Freeberg guessed golden earring. He asked if I'm related to Johnny Walker. I wish. Frank Walker. We have Bordens on our father's side, but I don't think Lizzie was ever confirmed. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Paula says she's not sure where John is. I'll let him know you were asking. Yeah, I think I'm going to call him. Ann Sheridan was an actress from the 40s to the 60s. Huh.
I feel like I know the name, but I can't tell you who she is.
And then he says Abe Vigoda 2, says Kenny Freeberg. Abe Vigoda 2 meaning what? Was he on I Love Lucy? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Why he said Abe Vigoda. Or are you related to Abe Vigoda? All right. All right, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the last question. Okay. True or false, sitting in chairs can arouse women? Everybody says true. Mickey Delaney says, I really hope so. That's why secretarial butts. What? I don't get it. Jerry Lehane, my first MTV song, I'm Not Your M&A, what? Tommy Cromwell's Young Rumblers. Came out MTV in 1988. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Was that the first song you wrote? I have no idea what's going on around here. So, yeah, everybody says it's true. Yes, it is, in fact, true. Pudendal nerves underneath the buttocks and the sitting bones feed arousal tissues in the vagina, the clitoris, and the anus, etc.
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 I want to know what the it's. No, I don't.
I do. However, sitting in a certain kind of chair, pressing on the pudendal nerves in a certain way. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, can lead to a sexual arousal. However, but it can also dampen their orgasms. When these muscles are tight from sitting too much, women find it harder to achieve a great orgasm. That's why I've provided a nice soft chair for you.
Thank you.
I'm
Appreciate
here for you.
that.
Anything I can do. All right, so we are running a little late, but you're still down for singing a little bit? Sure. Do you need the words?
No.
Okay, cool. So we'll go a little bit late. Why not? Because we're not here next week, so you guys will not get your Diane fix for another 2 weeks. So all the more reason why we should play the song. All right, so let me... I did not plan this in advance. So
I
I
have
did...
words just in case.
Okay. Something to talk about karaoke. So what we'll do, we'll make sure it sounds right before we even stick you with it. I got to get through the ad. All right, now another ad. Again, I didn't plan this in advance. All right, skip ad. Let's see how this one sounds.
Oh, I need
Oh,
this.
that's right, yeah. I'll start it over if you like this one. You tell me how this one sounds to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let's get this on right. There we go. I didn't realize I was going to... Okay.
You sure you're all right with this?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Go.
All right, here we go.
What could happen?
Hey, who knows?
It sucks, so
somebody
who cares?
could run a stop sign. I don't know.
People are talking about people. I hear them whisper. You won't believe it. They say we're lovers, kept undercover. I just ignore it, but they keep saying we laugh just a little too loud, stand just a little too close. We stare just a little too long. Maybe they're seeing something we're not, darling. Let's give them something to talk about. Let's give them something to talk about. Let's give them something to talk about. How about love? I feel so foolish, I never noticed you'd act so nervous. Could you be falling for me? It took a rumor to make me wonder. Now I'm convinced that I'm going under, thinking about you every day, dreaming about you every night. I hope that you feel the same way. Now that we know it, let's start to show it, darling. Let's give them something to talk about. A little mystery to figure out, babe. Let's give them something to talk about. How about love?
I'm taking full credit here for this choice.
I've never really done this before.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised because you know it well.
The arrangement's a little... I'm trying to figure it out. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
I know where it comes.
Okay.
Let's give them something to talk about, babe. a little mystery to figure out. Let's give them something to talk about. How about love, 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 love? Something to talk about. Let's give them something to talk about. I don't really know how it ends.
I'm not going to tell you.
It's just going to play out.
Yeah, okay. Well done, Diane Fogarty. Super job.
Karaoke, baby.
Super job. And really, so you've never, ever performed that song?
Not performed on like in my car.
Yeah. Wow, you totally nailed it. Seriously, you were great.
Thank you.
Very nice. That was fantastic. Thank you for doing that, then.
Thank
you. It was great as always, because I get a lot of response back, and people are like, yeah, Diane's got to sing every week.
Aw, that's very nice.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
They do. They love
I
you.
don't
And
stress about that. So you know how people stress about things and
Right.
like being on the spot and performing? That, for me, that's just like breathing, because I never think, well, what if a note goes wrong? Or then it goes wrong. And then it's gone.
Right.
And then, but
Then you just do it again, so people think you meant it.
Exactly. I meant to do it that way.
All right. Well, then, if there's ever a song you want to do, you just let me know.
Cool.
But that was
Who knew
great.
we had karaoke with Tony?
Right. All sorts of tricks over here.
Wow.
All right, we are out of here. They do. They love when you come in. I love when you come in, and I
love
thank you
coming
very much.
in.
It is. It's a lot of fun when you're here, and I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Very nice. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Today is Tuesday. What do we got? We got the premiere of Live with Steve Beery. That's tonight at 7. The owner of Mr. Beery's. It's a bar here on Long Island. Mm-hmm. One of the last bars where you'll get like 99% original bands playing their original music. Mm-hmm. They've been around for many, many years. It's a great little place. And Steve's been in here many times. He's been on a few other shows here. So he's going to start doing his own show. So that's tonight at 7. Hershey and the Keeks tonight at 9. And then and that's it. And then Coffee with the Dog tomorrow morning. And I'm back here at 11 a.m. with Mike Kaplan. We appreciate you guys hanging with us. And don't forget, at Governor's Comedy Clubs, Mike Keegan and Friends, August 17th. We got a lot of great shows coming up. One thing I would like to promote as well, the Nassau County Police Athletic League Special Needs Unit on September 7th. We're having a yard sale. In the back of the Town of Oyster Bay Athletic Center in Hicksville. That's Saturday, September 7th from 10 to 3.
That's right up the block from me, where I work.
Oh, that's right, yeah. But
they have blood drives there, and I can walk.
That's right, yes.
Give blood and come back to work.
Are you there on Saturdays? Are you there on Saturdays?
At work?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
I'm there. I work every day but Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, we'll come on by. I'll buy you
You'll
something.
remind me, right?
Oh, absolutely.
September 7th.
September 7th,
Yeah,
10 to 3.
Cool.
I'll be there all day. So all the proceeds go to the Special Needs Unit, so that's a nice,
that's cool,
important cause. And we got some cool items for that's for sale. So come join us and come hang out with us. Let's see what else we got going on at Governor's. The brokerage in Belmore on September 27th. Join Knockem Dead Comedy for a fun murder mystery show. The very next night we'll be here at Governor's in Levittown in the Giggle Room for our game show. Gov's Comedy Club Podcast presents the Down and Outs on October 5th in the Giggle Room with Claudia Sherman and Gretchen Kammer. Nancy Parker is featuring. I'll be hosting that one, so that'll be fun. Gov's Comedy Club Podcast also presents the Clash of the Boroughs, Staten Island and Astoria. Mike Pacetti and friends. Mike is from Staten Island. Our headliner, Greg Criticos, he's from Astoria. And we have Johnny McDonald on the bill, Courtney Ortera, our pal Sean Kearns, and Andrew Farella, who is making his comedy debut. Oh. Ooh, so come support him, and it'll be a lot of fun. And then, of course, at McGuire's, we have another murder mystery. That's McGuire's in Bohemia, and that's in December. So we got a lot of stuff going on. And, of course, go to govs.com to check out the full schedule. I gave you the rundown of some of the comedians that are playing there this weekend. We did that before. So go to govs.com, make your reservations. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com, check out our full schedule, what we got cooking, as well as information on how you can hire us for your event. Are you singing anywhere this weekend?
I'm not.
That's bad.
No, it's fine.
No, it's
good.
not. Everybody needs to hear more Diane.
It's my daughter's birthday on Monday.
Oh,
so
very nice.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Are you going down to see her?
No, she's here. This
Oh,
is my
she's
daughter
here.
that's here. This is my youngest.
Oh,
my baby.
okay. Very nice. What are you guys doing to celebrate?
I don't know yet. Well, I have to. She's probably going to blow me off and go do something without me. But right now, I'm hopeful. So
I hear
we'll
you.
see.
All right. Well, happy birthday to her.
Yeah. thank
Happy
you.
birthday, little
Erin.
Erin McCardle.
Erin. Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Hope you enjoy. Hope mommy spoils you.
I'm going to try.
Very nice. All right, we're out of here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Where's my graphic to end the show? I don't see it. All right. Well, we were talking about Marvel before. I showed this. Zach showed it on his podcast last night. It's me on Luke Cage. There's Luke Cage, and then there's me on the other side. So I'll end the show with that.
Wow. Oh, wait. That's you over there?
That's me right here.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at you.
So I'm an official Marvel character.
Wow.
That's right. You impressed?
How impressive.